This is the ugly truth that no one tells you. Women do not desire a man who chases them. They desire a man they have to pursue. They want a gentleman who demands respect without saying anything. When you start following her, you position yourself below her. And once she realizes this, the desire fades. But if you reverse the script and show her you're not following her rules, she'll crawl back to you. And today, I'm going to teach you how to accomplish just that. It's time to shift the power dynamic and make her work for her place in your life. A common misconception is that she will love you more if you work harder. However, the harder you try, the faster she rushes away. Allow me to ask you something. How many times have you seen guys overextend themselves by planning lavish dates, continuously texting and buying presents, only to have the girl pull back? This is because the more you give, the less she values you. Think about it. When was the last time you genuinely desired something given to you for free? The hunt is what gives something its value. Similarly, when you stop chasing her, you become a challenge, a treasure worth battling for. This is your moment to change the power dynamic. Let's dive right in. Number 1. I understand why she pulled back. Before discussing strategies, you should know why she's pulling back. Let me assure you, this is not a mere coincidence. Women do not simply pull away for no reason. It's all about the power dynamic. When a woman believes she has too much power in a relationship, the attraction fades. This is not a conscious decision on her part. It's simply how humans work. If she perceives that you are controlling her, she will grow bored and eventually seek other opportunities. The harsh truth is that many people fail to appreciate the opportunities that come their way. It's human nature, and relationships are no exception. If you've been overly available, eager to please, or too quick to reply, you've lost some of your worth in her eyes. Think about it. When she knows you'll always pick up the phone and be there for her, she loses appreciation for your presence. She starts to take you for granted. And the instant she feels she doesn't have to battle for your attention, she will withdraw. Let me break it down for you. Women continuously test males. They do this unconsciously. These tests take the shape of pulling back, appearing cold, or being aloof. It's her way of determining how much power she has over you. If you start following her, blowing up her phone, or attempting to solve things, you are reminding her that she is in control and can determine the terms of the relationship. And that's exactly when she loses interest. Maybe you've been dating for a few months, and she's taking longer to respond to your texts. At first, you brush it off, but after a while, it's evident she's backing away. Your instinct urges you to mend it, write a meaningful text, or even surprise her with something nice. Here's what you need to know. When you give her that validation, you lose even more ground. It is not about surface-level fixes. The goal is to completely reset the power dynamic. Number 2, emotional distance. Now that you know why she's withdrawing, it's time to use the most powerful tool in your arsenal, emotional detachment. When you withdraw emotionally, you make space for her to miss you. When you stop caring so much, she will begin to care more. And it is not about playing games. It's about reclaiming your authority and commanding respect without saying anything. Emotional detachment is a game changer. Most men fail in this situation because they mistakenly believe that showing less interest will result in permanent loss of the female partner. However, there is a paradox. When you stop being available, caring about everything she does and seeking her approval, you become attractive again. Consider the last time you passionately wanted something you couldn't get, such as a job, a bargain, or even someone's attention. Did you ever feel a longing for something more significant because it eluded your grasp? That's what happens to her when you step back. You must appear unconcerned by her retreat. Without texts, calls, or viewing her Instagram stories, you become a ghost. Why? Because silence speaks louder than words. The moment she feels your absence, she begins to think about you again. She begins to wonder if she made a mistake, if you're with someone else, or if you've moved on. And that's when the tables turn. Today, people are more connected than ever before. Social media, texting and FaceTime. It's difficult to go a day without knowing what someone is doing. But that's why emotional detachment is so effective. When you don't respond to her postings or engage with her updates, she becomes acutely aware of your absence. Number 3, avoiding frequent mistakes. Here's where most guys fail. They fear when they don't hear from her and begin making mistakes. They send a text. They leave comments on her Instagram posts. They ask their common friends about her. These may appear to be minor moves, yet each one significantly reduces your prospects of regaining her trust. Most guys cannot stand the silence. They believe I'll merely send one SMS to check in. But the truth is that one message is enough to derail the entire scheme. Why? The moment you reach out, you demonstrate to her that you are still thinking about her and that she is still in control. Once she recognizes this, you will no longer have the advantage. Let's imagine she shares a picture of herself looking beautiful on Instagram, perhaps even something daring. Your first instinct might be to like the photo, perhaps even leave a remark or DM her about how wonderful she looks. But guess what? That's exactly what she wants. She's trying to get your attention, and by giving it to her, you're rewarding her behavior. You're showing her that you're still interested. What is the worst part? When you interact with her on social media, you provide her with the affirmation she seeks without having to work for it. She feels desirable and wanted without having to work hard to regain your attention. That's why you should ignore everything. Don't respond with likes, comments, or direct messages. Let her wonder why you didn't notice. Let her miss you. The 4th lesson is about the power of no contact. Now we'll look at one of the most effective strategies, the no contact rule. This is the time to completely stop communicating. No texts, calls, or check-ins. Your complete absence from her life triggers a shift in her thinking. No touch constitutes psychological warfare. Guys who cannot tolerate silence are a familiar sight to women. They expect you to follow up, reach out, and keep the conversation continuing. However, failing to follow up, reach out, and maintain the conversation can completely undermine their sense of control. Suddenly, she no longer holds power. Yes, you are. She starts to wonder what occurred. Have you lost interest? Are you seeing anyone else? The thought of losing you drives her insane. For the next 30 days, you are a ghost. You refrain from texting her, calling her, or engaging in any other form of communication with her. You don't even send her a simple, "Hey, just checking in" message. Trust me, this will be the most challenging part. Most men can't bear the thought of full silence. They become impatient, thinking, what if she moves on? But here's the fact. Your absence will become more noticeable the longer you remain silent. Today's population has grown accustomed to constant connectivity. Everyone is texting, snapping, and DMing. However, your disappearance leaves her wondering what you're doing, with whom, and where. That emptiness is what causes her to recognize what she's missing. She'll start to wonder, and that curiosity will eventually lead to action. She'll reach out. Number 5, how to remain focused. The most common error men make during no contact is to sit around waiting for her to text them. They stress over when she'll contact them, checking their phones every 5 minutes. But it isn't what no contact is about. The goal is to focus on you. Although you're not in touch, you should always improve yourself. Hit the gym, grow your business, and master new skills. Now is the moment to become the finest version of yourself. You're not just sitting around waiting for her to return. You are making her want to return by becoming the type of man she can't resist. When she finally reaches out, you don't want to be the guy she turned away from. You want to be a completely different version of yourself, stronger, more confident, and more successful. This is not simply about making her miss you. It's about upgrading your life so that when she returns, you're the prize. Take a look at the world's most successful men. Many of them reached their pinnacle after overcoming a catastrophic setback, such as a breakup, failure, or loss. They use their agony as motivation to become healthier. And that is exactly what you should do. Number 6, use sadness as fuel. Heartbreak is undeniably unpleasant, but it's also the most potent fuel you'll ever use. Every time you feel the urge to text her or feel the sting of rejection, use it as motivation to push yourself harder. Most guys waste heartache by wallowing in self-pity, but now is your time to transform it into a weapon. Heartbreak does not have to be a sign of weakness. It might be the beginning of your journey to becoming your strongest self. Transform your suffering into power. Heartbreak may either kill or strengthen you. The choice is yours. You may either sit around feeling sorry for yourself, rehashing every interaction in your head, monitoring her on social media, and wondering what went wrong. Alternatively, you might harness the pain to become a stronger, more successful version of yourself. And believe me, once she sees what you've become, she'll wonder why she ever let you go. Every time you feel the urge to reach out, or when you experience the agony of losing her, remind yourself that this is a pivotal moment. This is the point at which most men give up. But you aren't like most males. Remind yourself that you are better than that. You won't crumble under this. Instead, you are going to improve yourself. Use your suffering as an incentive to hit the gym harder, work longer hours, and enhance all aspects of your life. Getting her back is not the best way to exact retribution. It's about becoming the man she regrets losing. And this is the truth. Women always return. Perhaps it will take several weeks, months, or even years, but they always return when they notice you've leveled up. The purpose here is not to make her regret leaving you, but she will. The goal is to elevate your worth so her opinions and actions don't matter. When you turn your sadness into personal progress, you don't only get her back, you win in life. Some of history's greatest successful men utilize their suffering and heartbreak as motivation to achieve greatness. Consider sportsmen, business magnates, and even public leaders. Many of them experienced some type of loss or rejection, which pushed them to the next level. This is your opportunity. Don't let the pain overcome you. Instead, let it motivate you to be the best version of yourself. While most guys binge-watch Netflix or spend time chasing other women to fill the vacuum, the winners are those who transform their agony into work. Every hour you spend feeling sorry for yourself is an hour you could use to better your life. Instead of worrying about her, consider what you can do today to go a step closer to your goals. Number 7, developing emotional strength. It's not just about getting her back. This is about developing emotional strength so that no woman or person can ever control you again. You must become emotionally strong, unshakable, and rooted in your identity as a man. As your emotional strength increases, you become less dependent on external validation, thereby increasing your appeal to women and others. Emotional strength is the foundation of all successful relationships and life outcomes. Without it, The thoughts, words, and actions of others continuously shape you. When you lack emotional strength, every little test or rejection from her feels like a personal attack. However, when you possess emotional power, you ascend. You develop into the type of man who refuses to allow others to control his emotions or behavior. And that is the secret to long-term appeal. Guys who maintain emotional control, resist emotional instability, and maintain stability in the face of uncertainty naturally attract women. You need to start practicing emotional detachment in all aspects of your life. This does not mean you stop caring. It just means you stop reacting to everything. You don't let her mood swings, quietness, or pullbacks affect your emotional state. When you keep steady, something miraculous happens. You become the rock she can rely on. You become a man who is unflappable in opposition, making you irresistible. Think about the world's most successful guys. Minor setbacks do not deter them. They remain calm under pressure, which is why they succeed. It is the same in relationships. When she attempts to test you, when she withdraws or becomes emotional, you remain calm. You don't react emotionally since you understand that her acceptance does not add worth to your existence. It emanates from within. Do not react the next time she pulls back or starts testing you. Do not blow up her phone. Don't try to mend anything. Instead, remain cool. Concentrate on yourself and show her that her conduct does not influence you. This is what distinguishes men who win in relationships from those who lose. Your emotional strength is your shield. Once you conquer it, no woman can control you. Number 8, making her miss you. Here's how to make her miss you. Stop giving her attention. Stop validating her. When you withdraw, she will start to miss you due to your unavailability. And in a society where communication is constant, your absence will send a powerful message. Absence makes the heart fonder. She doesn't have time to miss you when you're always present and available. But when you become silent, when you withdraw yourself from her life, she feels a void and begins to miss you. Women, particularly in today's environment, are bombarded with attention, social media likes, texts from guys, compliments, and validation from all directions. Yet all of this is noise. When you remain silent, you break through the chaos. She begins to question why he isn't reaching out to her. Why doesn't he like my pictures? What's happening? That quiet creates mystery, which generates appeal. Consider this scenario. You're the guy who consistently responds to her Instagram posts, likes her images, and leaves comments on her stories. You believe you're showing interest, but she sees you as just another guy attempting to attract her attention. But if you stop replying, don't like her latest selfie, and don't comment on her new post, she notices. It's human nature. The more you withhold your attention, the more important it is. She'll wonder why you're not giving her the validation she expects. And this is where the magic occurs. Perhaps she shares a story about spending time with her friends, laughing and having a good time, and she's used to you telling her that it seems like a good time. But this time you do not react. You do not watch her story. You do not like her posts. In her mind, she wonders if she lost him. Is he seeing anyone else? That uncertainty is powerful. It eats at her. And the longer time passes without hearing from you, the more she misses you. If she tries to catch your attention by posting thirst traps or oblique messages on social media, keep your cool. Do not engage. Allow her to believe that you are unapproachable. Your lack of response will drive her insane, and she will be thinking about you more than ever. In this day of instant communication, your stillness is precious. When she sees she can't gain your attention like before, she'll be the one hunting you down, trying to figure out what happened. Remember, it's all about changing the narrative. In a world where connectivity is ubiquitous, you stand out as the exception. When you stop appearing in her alerts, you're no longer a part of the conversation. You are now the unbreakable quiet she cannot ignore. To make her miss you, quiet is the best tool. Number 9. If she reaches out, what should you do? When she eventually reaches out, it's time to remain calm and composed. Don't immediately return to the dynamic that caused her to pull away in the first place. You have the opportunity to demonstrate to her that you have evolved and are no longer the person who is fixated on her every word. Keep it short and confident and let her work for your attention. The goal here is to avoid showing her that you are extremely eager. When she initiates contact, she is merely exploring the possibilities. Maybe she misses you, is interested, or is simply looking for validation. But regardless of why she's reaching out, the worst thing you can do is answer right away with a lengthy emotional response. She'll see through it and realize she still has influence over you. Instead, you must remain composed. Let her know you're okay without her and that she'll have to strive for your attention. Here is a practical example. If she sends a casual message like, "Hey, how are you doing?" do not answer right away. Give it some time, a few hours, or even a day. When you do answer, make it brief and uninterested. "Hey, I've been good, busy with some tasks. How about you?" Notice how you're not giving her any emotional leverage by just expressing that you've been busy and moving on with your life. This makes her worry whether she still has a place in your universe. By delaying and keeping your response brief, you are expressing to her that your life no longer revolves around her. She will start to wonder, has he moved on? Is he seeing anyone else? Why doesn't he seem as interested as before? This confusion is just what you intend to generate. It keeps her interested and, more significantly, reminds her that she no longer has as much sway over you as she once had. However, it's crucial to avoid reverting to previous behaviors. When she reaches out, it's straightforward to want to renew things right away, especially if she shows interest once more. Remember, this is about resetting the power dynamic. Allow her to approach you. Let her attempt to reclaim your attention. Answer as needed, but always maintain the upper hand by remaining focused on your own life and ambitions. Let's pretend she wants to meet up. She may express, "I miss you. Let's meet up," or "We should get together at some point." She may express, "I miss you. Let's meet up," or "We should get together at some point." Rather than rushing into the conversation, maintain composure. Respond with something like, "Yes, maybe. I have a lot going on this week, but we will see." This maintains control firmly in your hands. You are sending her a strong message that she is no longer your first priority. You're telling her that if she wants to see you, she needs to fit into your schedule, not the other way around. Men with purpose and direction naturally attract women. When she notices that you are not dropping everything to meet her or lavishing her with care, it sends a clear message. You have a life and she is no longer the focus of it. This shift in the dynamic will intensify her desire for you, as she will once again need to earn your time and attention. You look more attractive because you showed emotional strength and independence, which most women like. Don't tell her how much you missed her or how difficult it has been without her. Even if you've been thinking about her, don't admit it. Keep your emotions in check and focus on self-improvement. When she returns, she should see an improved version of you, one who no longer requires her approval to feel complete. 10. Restore borders and power dynamics. Once she returns, the power dynamics must change. You cannot revert to the situation where she held the advantage. This time, however, things are different. You need to make sure she understands that you are not the guy who would chase her. And if she wants to stay in your life, she must respect your boundaries. She'll only come back on your terms, not her own. When she reaches out, you cannot simply welcome her back as if nothing had occurred. You must reset the relationship dynamics and demonstrate that you are in control now. She needs to know that you have changed. You are not the same individual who was consistently supportive of her, responding to all of her actions. She'll be expecting the old you, the one who was always available, but she's looking for a man who values himself first and foremost. Here's the deal. When she returns, she will need to re-earn her position in your life. Don't grant her the same level of access she had previously. If she used to be your top priority, that is no longer the case. She'll have to prove herself, demonstrating that she loves your time and respects your new boundaries. You must convey these boundaries clearly and calmly. Don't be confrontational or defensive. Instead, explain that things have changed and that if she wants to be a part of your life, she must respect the new dynamic. Make her understand that you will no longer tolerate her previous behavior. You have changed since she ran away from you, and she must rise to your level to be with you. When she tries to contact you, don't instantly engage in lengthy chats or make plans to meet. Instead, keep the initial exchanges brief and manageable. If she begs to meet, tell her you're busy and will get back to her when you have time. By doing this, you show her that you value her time and that she can no longer count on you to be available at all times. The key here is consistency. Maintaining boundaries is essential for their effectiveness. If she tries to test you again by drawing back or playing games, you must remain strong. She should understand that if she crosses the boundary, you are prepared to walk away without hesitation. No more second chances. This is about respect, and if she can't offer you that, she's not worth your time or attention. She needs to know that you've grown into a high-value man who will not accept disrespect or games. By creating clear boundaries, you not only gain her respect, but you also keep the power dynamic balanced. In this case, she'll have to work for your attention, which benefits you. This is about more than just winning her back. It's about becoming a man who doesn't need to chase after her. You're the prize. You are in control. You've entirely shifted the game by focusing on your personal development, creating boundaries, and conquering your emotional power. She'll come back because you've become a challenge, a man she can't simply control. However, the true power is not in convincing her to return. The true power lies in becoming a man who is willing to walk away if she fails to meet your expectations. This path is about more than simply repairing a damaged relationship. It's also about repairing oneself. When you put in the effort and elevate your life, not only will there be one woman vying for your attention, but you will have a multitude of options. And this is what makes you unstoppable. You've transformed from a man seeking her approval to one who effortlessly commands her respect. When she returns, it won't matter if you accept her back, as you've transformed into a man who masters his own destiny. That is what is really important. Now is the moment to act. This isn't a video to view and then forget. This is a wake-up call. If you're serious about taking charge of your life, start now. Don't just sit back and let the same old patterns dictate your interactions. It's time to step into your true potential as a high-value man. If you're ready to transform your suffering into strength, to stop pursuing it, and to start enjoying life on your own terms, click the subscribe button right now. This channel will provide you with the tools, mentality, and techniques necessary to improve every part of your life. If this video helped you, please like and share it with someone in the same cycle. Don't wait for change. Create it. The first step in being the man who commands respect and attention begins here.